All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this update in the United States Basketball Championship. We have simmed ahead in the league about 3 months to get to the final two teams that have yet to play a game here on World Sports and Entertainment Network television. Those two teams are the Kentucky Cannons and the Colorado Springs Wolves. We have that game coming up for you here next. But we wanted to give you an update. This sim ahead got us right through the trade deadline, so we're going to start this update off with some trade updates. Let's take a look. Carolina Catamounts traded Chris Garner and Damian Pope, who we saw Damian Pope have a good game for the Catamounts a few games ago here on World Sports and Entertainment Television. They traded those two guys to the Twin Cities Honey Badgers in return for Jonathan Hammonds and Austin Buchanan. The Hartford Hounds traded Peja Tarlac and a second-round draft pick to the San Jose Shockwave for James Harden Jr. Here you see the San Francisco Dragons traded Georgia Miniscue and Ningyan Fung to the Ohio Dogs, who we just saw, for point guard Lulu and Harvey Jeffries. Twin City Honey Badgers also traded very good player for them, Conrad Marion, and point guard Larry Fleming to the Bronx Gargoyles for Jerome Wolf. These Colorado Springs Wolves that we'll see in the next game traded their center, Sean Harris, and a projected top 10 first-round pick to the Athens Emperors for point guard Mattia Rancotti and small forward Jalen Thorpe. So you will see those two guys in action for the Wolves here in this next game. All right, let's take a look at the injury report, starting with the worst injury. Peja Lekic for the Pittsburgh Iron is out for the remainder of the season with a lower left leg stress fracture. Bad news for the Iron and Peja Lekic. Omer Buruk for the Seattle Stars will be out 6 to 8 weeks with a broken left ankle. Hassan Kermaglu will be out of action for the Nashville Cavalry for 4 to 6 weeks, also with a broken left ankle. Tiago Saramago, good player for the Rhode Island Rams. He'll be out 2 to 4 weeks with a lower back muscle pull. Drew Stribling, left hand fracture, will miss 2 to 4 weeks for the New Jersey Knights. James Harden Jr., we talked about in the trade news. He will have to wait 2 to 4 weeks to make his Hartford debut. He'll be out with a strained left Achilles. Conrad Marion, we also talked about in the trade. He will have to wait his Bronx debut 2 to 4 weeks with a broken right ankle. Rick Carl, good player for the Carolina Catamounts, their star player. He'll still be out 1 to 2 weeks nursing a dislocated right elbow. Giacomo Rancotti is out 1 to 2 weeks with a pinched nerve in his back for New Jersey Knights. Reggie Thornton, outstanding player for Long Beach, will be out 1 to 2 weeks with a bruised right heel. And we'll now take a look at the conference standings, starting in the Eastern Conference, which is being led by the Baltimore Seabirds, 40-14. Up next, tied for second, 4 games back, New Jersey Knights and Jacksonville Admirals. Fourth place will be the Rhode Island Rams at 34-22. Carolina Catamounts in fifth, 32-22. Tied for sixth. No tie. Correction, in sixth, Athens Emperors with a half-game lead on seventh place Pittsburgh Iron. And rounding out the top 8 is the Ohio Dogs. Switching to the Western Conference, it's being led by the El Paso Eagles at 38-17. They have a game and a half lead on second place Fort Worth Stallions. Third place Long Beach Bulldogs. Fourth place San Jose Shockwave. Fifth place Twin City Honey Badgers. Sixth place Mesa Rattlers. Seventh place by half a game Omaha Bison, and the Seattle Stars round out the top 8 at 28-26. All right, let's look at the league leaders in stats now. Points per game, Gabe Jones leading the way, 24.2, a point ahead. Second place, Zach Moran for Omaha Bisons, 23.3 a game. Rookie Mario Cantanella in third with 23 a game. Tied at 22.9 a game is Malcolm Haywood of El Paso Eagles and Sid Hurley of Hawaii Defenders. 22.4 a game, Edmund Butler. Ken Terrell, 22.3 for Austin. And rounding out the top 8, Radu Erhan, who's currently out with an injury, averaging 18.8 a game. Now moving to rebounds, the injured Reggie Thornton leading the league in rebounds at 13.5. Long Beach will want him back soon. Second place Jin Fung with 13 for the East leading Baltimore Seabirds. Kwando Dwar in third, 12.7. Vladimir Yeremik for San Francisco, 12.3. Gus McMillan of El Paso and Charles Strickland for Fort Worth are neck and neck with 11.3 and 11.2 a game. Kirk Reed for Bronx and Malcolm Haywood are tied with 10.9 a game. Moving to assists, leading the league as Bohan Dragic for Buffalo Beast, 8.7 a game. Tied at second is Brendan Whitehead of Athens and Shane Ball of Omaha with 8.4 a game. Tied in fourth is Randall Falk of Rhode Island and Sid Hurley of Hawaii with 8.1. Dontel McMillan has 7.7 for Tampa. Lowell McLeod 7.1 for El Paso. And Ed Clemens 6.9 for the Knights. Steals per game, Sid Hurley leads the way for Hawaii. 3 players with 2 a game, Simon Best, Tiago Saramago, and Emmanuel Valencia. 2 players at 1.8 a game, Mario Cantanella and Mattia Rancotti, who was recently traded to Colorado Springs. Edwin Allen 1.7 for Colorado Springs, right behind his teammate, and Rick Carl rounds out the top 8 for the Carolina Catamounts. And blocks per game, we have a 3-way lead between Kwando Dwar, Reggie Thornton, and Sean Harris at 1.8. Just behind them, 1.7, Jeffrey Shepard. And then a 4-way tie behind him, Jin Fung, Robert Hamlin, Steve Felder, and Nihat Ozat. We'll now take a look at the rookie report. As we stated, he's third in the league in the scoring. First for rookies, Mario Cantanella for San Jose Shockwave. He has about an 8-point lead on second place, Gilberto Avanti. Moving to rebounds, Seth Peters leads the way for Tampa. Albert Franklin in second, Jamie Simpson third, Garrett Buchanan fourth, Dante Gallagher. Up next is assists, Mario Cantanella leads that as well. Larry Fleming in second, Nick Cannon in third, Hans Lindemann, Mario's teammate, tied for fourth with Austin Claxon. Steals per game, Mario leads that one as well. Strengthening his campaign for Rookie of the Year, Seth Peters in second, David Adams third, Austin Claxon fourth, Charles Welsh, Curtis Torres, Ken Hansen, and Albert Franklin. And blocks per game, Ramon Morales leads that in a four-way tie with Lamont Stallworth, Jamie Simpson, and Boyd Wingate, followed by Seth Peters, Albert Franklin, Dante Gallagher. All right, as we are pretty much almost halfway through the season, we're only a few days away from the All-Star game here for the United States Basketball Championship. We're going to take a look at the award races at about halfway through the season. We'll first look at Most Valuable Player. Top 5 contenders are Malcolm Haywood, averaging a double-double for El Paso Eagles. Ed Clemens for New Jersey. Jin Fung, also with a double-double for the East-leading Baltimore Seabirds. Radu Erhan, who is day-to-day with an injury, for the Fort Worth Stallions. And Sid Hurley of the Hawaii Defenders. We'll next look at Rookie of the Year. That is pretty much being dominated by Mario Cantanella, Seth Peters, also in there, Gilberto Avanti, Jamie Simpson, and Albert Franklin. Sixth Man of the Year, Gus McMillan of El Paso, is averaging 9 and 11 off the bench. Troy Rooks for Nashville, 15 points a game. Drew Hill, 16 points a game off the bench for Warren Maggette of Tampa. And Robin Hawkins, also of Nashville. Defensive Player of the Year, looks like it's between Juanquo DeWar, Reggie Thornton, Stephen Felder, Jin Fung, and Malcolm Haywood, all having great defensive years. Most Improved Player, Dylan Humphrey is averaging 11 a game for Buffalo. Hassan Kermaglu, who is out with a broken ankle, he'll be out about a month to a month and a half. That's got to hurt his chances for that, but he's averaging 14 and 9. Kirk Reed averaging a double-double for the Bronx. Ricky Craig averaging 14 for Pittsburgh. And Karan Gardner averaging 16 for Anaheim. As we said, the first ever United States Basketball Championship All-Star Game is a week from tonight. The All-Star players have been named. We're going to work through those now. Gabe Jones for the Tampa Storm, Ed Clemens for New Jersey. Rick Carl has an injury, so don't know if he'll make that game or not, but he was voted to the team. From the Carolina Catamounts, Jin Fung for the Baltimore City Seabirds, Quinn Seymour for Nashville, Ricky Craig, Pittsburgh. Second New Jersey night, Edmund Butler. Tiago Saramago will probably miss that game, but he was voted in from the Rhode Island Rams. Dwight Barker of Cincinnati. Carl Anthony Towns Jr., the second Pittsburgh Iron player to be voted in. Brent Posey, the second Nashville player, made it. Sylvester Shelton of Buffalo. Round out the Eastern Conference All-Stars. Let's look at the Western Conference. Sid Hurley of Hawaii. Zach Moran of Omaha. Malcolm Haywood of the Western leading El Paso Eagles. Juanquo DeWar for Mesa. Second Eagle to make it, Gus McMillan. Ken Terrell of the Raging Bulls. Rookie sensation Mario Cantanella for San Jose will be an all-star in his first season. Trent Shelton of San Francisco. Radu Erhan, we should see in that game, as he's day-to-day right now with an injury. He has a week to recover for the Fort Worth Stallions. Vladimir Yeremik, the second San Francisco Dragon to be voted in. Paulo Carlos of Twin Cities. And the third San Francisco Dragon player, Anthony Wright. Those are your United States Basketball Championship All-Stars. All right, we'll catch you up on the players of the week and month. We updated you for the first three. Following that to where we are now, Carl Anthony Towns and Gus McMillan won the award. Gabe Jones won his third award of the season in the East. Malcolm Haywood won his second. Rick Carl and Reggie Thornton won awards. Ed Clemens won his second in the East. Vladimir Yeremik, Kurt Reed, Nelson Powers, Bernie Tenner, Sid Hurley won his second. Gabe Jones with his fourth. Malcolm Haywood with his fifth. Those two seem to win them on the same week, battling it out there. Quinn Snyder and Will Frank. Conrad Marion. Mario Cantanella won Western Conference Player of the Week in his rookie year as well. Javier Villa, the third Pittsburgh player to win it. Third different Pittsburgh player to win it. Reggie Thornton won his second. Harvey Ingram, the second Carolina Catamount to win one. Ken Terrell. Jin Fung and Radu Erhan. Kirk Reed won his second. Malcolm Haywood wins his fourth to tie with Gabe Jones leading up to this week. We'll also look at players of the month. November, it was Gabe Jones and Sid Hurley. December, it was Jin Fung and Malcolm Haywood. And January, it was Rick Carl and Mario Cantanella. Rookies of the month for November, Gilberto Avanti and Mario Cantanella. Albert Franklin and Mario Cantanella. Seth Peters and Mario Cantanella. Mario Cantanella, complete dominance in the Rookie of the Month category for the Western Conference.